guys, it's Janice from Ozark Family Homestead, and I have been working on a project here in the kitchen for the last several days, and I thought I should maybe film this. Some of you might like going along with me on this project, kind of a before and after. I got a little girl handed me stickers down here, so kind of a before and after project. And I'm going to get you caught up with what I've already been doing, and then I'm going to try to film the remainder of the process so you can see what things look like when we're all said and done. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, so this is the project right here. This is an antique china cabinet that I've had longer than Shawn and I have been married. So I do not own fine china, so it has never held china. Instead, it's been my nice spice cabinet. And I keep a lot of spices on hand since I don't buy spice blends or anything like that. I create my own, and so I have a pretty extensive collection of spices here. But it used to be neat and tidy. But over the years, as I have accumulated more spices, it's got a little out of hand. So I'm doing a revamp of this section here, the whole thing. I mean, I've got them labeled, and I tried to be nice and tidy, but this is somebody's attempt at a joke here. This is our green onion tops that were dehydrated, and they thought it'd be funny to make them frog toenails. So these are all the spices that I keep on hand. And we are going to work on streamlining this, relabeling things, and making it all neat and tidy. Okay, so instead of using that hodgepodge of jars, some mason jars, some jars from the store, just whatever I had on hand, I decided to streamline everything and do all one type of jar. Now, we can salsa every year with things from our garden, but I also buy a whole bunch of these canned salsa from Aldi, and we keep the jars. And in my root cellar, I had a pretty big collection of empty salsa jars, and so they all matched. You see what I'm thinking at this point? I'm thinking I'm going to use all those empty jars that are just sitting there right now and put all my herbs and spices in them. And that would be pretty because it would all match. I think it would be soothing. I don't know. It would make me feel more peaceful having everything match than having everything kind of crazy here and there. But I had a problem, you see? Green lids. And these are not aesthetically pleasing to me. So I had to do something about that. Okay, now the lighting is going to be bad in here, guys. Let me give the camera a second to adjust here. But this is our root cellar, and this is where we take the empty jars once we've eaten the salsa out of it. We take the paper off the outside of the jar. And, well, here's our canned goods so far. I'll show you that. We take the paper off the outside of the jar, send it through the dishwasher, and I had a big old stack of jars here in this empty spot right now. And this is what they looked like, just paper off. But there is this, let me see. Can you see the sticky little residue there from the paper? And I didn't like that. I didn't want this in my nice china cabinet, so I needed something to do with this. And of course the green lid, you know, we still had to deal with the green lid. So, okay, we'll head on back out here. All right, it's going to be noisy out here now between animal noises and everybody's doing some evening farm chores. So at this point, Andrew took care of the green lid problem for me. He found this old board and he set up some sawhorses just right out here, and he set that board on top of the sawhorses, and he put all the lids out here and he spray painted them black for me. These, I think he put a second coat or something on these, but they're still sitting outside and all the rest have been brought inside. So that took care of the green lid problem, but I still had to deal with the sticky jar problem, and that's what I'll show you next. All right, back inside, guys. I'm sorry, we've got construction going on in the summer kitchen and all kinds of stuff, so it is extra noisy outside. And Sarah is going to be processing milk, so she's got that going on in the background. They just came back from milking Daisy for the evening milking. But this is currently my stash of cleaned jars. Well, and here's the lids too. The lids that Andrew took care of and spray painted for me. And I've got them sitting here on the kitchen island just to get them out of the way. And they're also kind of making a protective border around my clean eggs. I'm in the process of water glassing eggs. So every single clean egg that comes in the house, I set aside here. And I don't want anything getting splattered on them. So you goofball. And these are serving that purpose for right now. So little by little, I am just cleaning up a jar as I get a chance. This is my actual clean up the jars station here. Oh, Sarah's straining the milk again. It gets strained the first time through a cloth as they're milking. And then when she brings it inside, she removes the cloth from the bucket and strains it a second time through a stainless steel filter there. So I don't think we've ever shown this, Sarah.
Maybe.
She's like, there's not much to it. There it is. Looky there. Perfect.
Not quite.
Got a little bit more?
I need to pull some out.
Oh, is it too much?
Yep.
Okay. Got a little too full. So Daisy gave us a gallon and whatever extra is in there for the evening milking. Just a little bit extra. A little over a gallon for an evening milking. Okay. Anyway, this is my station for cleaning up the messy jars. This is all I have left is these few back here and this one that I'm working on now. So I searched online to try to find what can I use to get sticky stuff off of jars. And what I found just said make a paste out of baking soda and some type of oil. And it could be any oil. So this is what I had on hand. I made a little bit of a paste here and I add to it as I finish it off. I just make another batch. I found an old piece of a t-shirt and I've just been dabbing it in there, getting some of the paste on the t-shirt, and then I pat it on here and I leave it. And every once in a while as I come over here to the kitchen sink, I give it a little bit of a scrub and a little bit more comes off each time. And eventually it gets all the way clean and we run it through the dishwasher and then it ends up over in this stack. So this is the point where I'm at right now when I decided to, hey, let's make a video about this. So this is where I'm at. And so we are wrapping it up here and I wanted to take you guys along for the finished process. And I'm hoping at the end it looks pretty with my spice cabinet. So is that what you ended up with?
Oh, I still have to pour this in.
You still have a little bit more in the bucket?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll end up with a gallon and 1 cup.
A gallon and 1 cup. And she's got chicken in the canner over there too, so it's busy. All right, guys, next day. And I know I look crazy. It's windy outside and I've hung up 3 loads of laundry. It is what it is. But it's the afternoon and I've been working on this. Doesn't it look nice? I am so excited. So the top 2 shelves I have finished, but I have kind of moved everything down here to the bottom and it is a cluttered mess at this point and some decisions need to be made. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we are going to look at what needs to be kept and what we're going to do with all these odds and ends extras down here on the bottom. Okay, so what I've done so far is these have all been jarred in those empty salsa jars. I've made new labels with my label maker and I've put them in alphabetical order up till this point. And I moved everything extra down here to the bottom. Now each shelf, it looks like I can fit 12 of these salsa jars on there. So my plan at this point is to pull everything off of this bottom shelf and choose which 12 of the remaining herbs and spices I want to devote to a big old salsa jar. And then see what I'm left with and make choices with the remainder after that point. So I'm going to go ahead and pull everything out of here. I mean, there's odds and ends. There's bags, there's jars, there's just all kinds of stuff in here. And I'll come back whenever I've got everything pulled out of here and we'll see just what do we have. Okay, I've got everything pulled out here off that bottom shelf. And I have more than what I even thought. So I have pulled aside, these two are typically used more for medicinal things. And so I've already decided the bee pollen and the cayenne is going to get set aside in the medicine cabinet instead of in the spice cabinet. But there's still more than 12 things here. Now, Sarah looked in the root cellar and you said that there were some little jelly.
Yeah, like that big.
Some cute little jelly jars that we have several of.
At least 6.
At least 6, okay. And the tops could be painted on those. And we're thinking about putting like our blends in there, like the chicken mix, extra taco seasoning, maybe pumpkin pie spice, so that they're still, and the jars, I think they're kind of like this one, aren't they?
Yeah, about.
Okay, so they're kind of like this. They're cute, and we would make all the lids match there as well. So that's the current plan, and we'll use those for our mixes that we do. And so I could get 12 old salsa jars of things like nutmeg and ginger and allspice and things like that, and then save the little jelly jars for some other things. So what I'm going to do right now is I've got my homemade furniture polish there. There's a whole video on the homemade cleaners, and I'm going to go through and clean this bottom shelf. It got messy. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be back and we'll make some decisions. Oh, that makes me happy. Look at it. It makes the wood look so nice and pretty. Okay. Give it a good deep clean here on all the sides. I can only do 1/2 at a time because of the glass on here, so I'll scrub this side down real good and then get to the filthy back end there when I shuffle these glass panels around. All right, got it all cleaned up in here. I just love the way the wood looks whenever it's all nice and clean. Try to get in the tracks there where the glass goes back and forth, and just give it a good scrub down before we refill everything again. I'm going to save the glass for last. I mean, it's a mess there too. It's dirty, but I'll do this at the end once we have everything loaded back up in there. You guys, this makes me happy. I love organization. I love neat and tidy and streamlined and practical, and this makes me happy. So, okay, I've also made decisions. So Sarah just came in from milking. So I've made decisions here, and I've got several piles, and I'll just go through and tell you what I've decided. So this pile over here, the 12 old salsa jars that will fit on that bottom shelf, these are the 12 things that I've decided to go in there. I went with nutmeg, whole cloves, celery seed, garlic scape powder. This is from our garlic that we grew here. We just snapped the garlic scapes off the top, dehydrated them, pulverized them, and that's what this is here. This one, I have it in a jar, but it still needs to be cleaned up. So that's why it's sitting here. This is just a tomato powder. This is from our garden tomatoes. We made tomato sauce, and then the skins were set aside and dehydrated and then pulverized. So that's all this is here. And we just take it by the spoonful and put it in soups just for some extra nutrition and color there. So that's what that is. Nutritional yeast, curry, turmeric. I don't know if I'm saying that right, turmeric. I say turmeric. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that made the 12. Allspice, coriander, ginger root powder, and ground cloves. So those are my 12. I did, let's see, over here, these are the ones I'm thinking of putting in the little jelly jars, the little blends. And I think I have room for 6 of those. I went with the homemade taco seasoning. We typically make it up fresh, but we tend to always have extra left over as well. And instead of throwing it out, we just set it aside in a container for the next time. Same thing with the chicken mix. This is what Shawn makes up, and he uses it whenever he grills chicken outside. Our pumpkin pie spice that we make up homemade. And then, since we use so little of them, I'm thinking poppy seeds and sesame seeds. This is for homemade hamburger buns. And this I really only use, those slider sandwiches. We use those. And then I have a little bit of dill seed. I know I use this in something, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. I just keep a very small amount. So I'm thinking we'll put that in a small jar. Okay, the other things over here, I'm thinking of moving these to more of a baking section of the kitchen. The cream of tartar, we use this to make up our own baking powder. And then, just like the taco seasoning, when we make up baking powder, we tend to have some extras left over, and we put that in a jar and just set it aside. I think I'm going to keep this in the cabinet with the baking soda and stuff like that. Also the cacao nibs. And the cinnamon sticks, I'm kind of trying to decide whether to put those in with my tea or with baking things. I used this at one time to make a homemade toothpaste with bentonite clay powder and cinnamon sticks. And I haven't done that in a long time. And now I pretty much just use cinnamon sticks for tea or to make like a spiced apple cider or something like that. So I don't feel like this is used often enough to warrant a spot in the spice cabinet. Let's see, the other things here, I use these so rarely that, again, like the cinnamon sticks, I think I need to find different homes for these things. And these are a lot of the spice blends that Miss Claudia sent us. And they will be used up, so these won't ultimately live in here. They're going to be used up, and I'll keep those somewhere else at this point as well. The hamburger seasoning, we're going to use this up, and I'm not going to replace this. It has some sugar in it, and this isn't something that I think we're going to continue to use. It was just a homemade blend for hamburgers, is all that was. So, okay, that is the plan. I do still have some jars to wash up, and so that is still in process. But once I can get these jars, yeah, see, I've just got a couple random ones there, and I think there's some in the dishwasher here too. I just really want to get this done. It'll make me happy to have it all finished up, put back together again. So I will come back whenever I have a new something to show you here, guys. Touching base with you guys real quick here. Supper is cooking, but I just went out and got, these are the 6 jars that Sarah was talking about that had jelly in them at some point. We like to keep our glass jars because we never know when we're going to reuse them again. And this is just a good example of it, that I've collected enough of them that I can make something pretty out of it. So I'm going to take these jars out to Andrew, and he's going to spray paint all these black as well. And then I get to scrub the sticky stuff off of these two. By the time this is all said and done, I am going to be tired of scrubbing the sticky stuff off. So I'm going to get those out there, and we'll get the ball rolling on this part. Okay guys, new day. Actually, several days have passed, and I will have to go back and look and see just where I stopped filming the last part of the video. I'm not sure what I had. I'm looking at the spice cabinet right here. I'm not sure what all I had completed when I stopped filming the last time, but today's the last day. I am finishing it up today. I was waiting on one last jar of salsa to get emptied out so I can switch this last jar over and show you what it ended up looking like. So I am pleased, I am happy with it. So I'll turn the camera around, we will get this last jar done and move on. All right, so I'm gonna make up a new label here for the garlic scape powder. Look at this. I've had this label maker thing for years, and it's a handy little thing to have around. So we're gonna make that up, get it put on the jar. I'm not sure if I showed you, these were the jelly jars that we were cleaning up. I'm gonna tell you, these were so hard to get the adhesive, the sticky glue stuff off of there. So David helped out a lot. He was really good at getting them off. I did finally end up, after a while, just running them under as hot of water as I could stand and scrubbing with the metal scrubber thing. And that helped too. So basically it was just a lot of elbow grease in there to get the last part of those done. So I'm gonna click this off and get this label put on, and then I'll show you the spice cabinet, what it looks like now. There we go. That makes me happy, you guys. I like that. So this is how it turned out. Hey guys, there's a glare. I can't remove the glass, or I'm not going to remove the glass panels there to get rid of the glare, but this is the way it turned out. I can fit 12 of the salsa jars there on each shelf. We have the Bucky's seasonings that Miss Claudia sent us here. We'll go ahead and enjoy those too. And these little jars at the bottom, I just have those set there for now. I am hoping whenever we empty out another jar of the the jelly, that then I'll put these juniper berries in there. So we are going to finish this off. We probably have enough in here for one more batch of hamburgers, and then I don't think I want to make that seasoning anymore. At least that's my plan right now. So that will go, and then eventually the juniper berries will be put in the next jar. So that'll be the only other things that I intend to change here on this. I think I'm going to see if Sam can come up with a before picture on here and maybe put a before and after photo here just to see what it looks like, because it'll make me happy. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for coming along with me and getting this project done. Just seeing it organized, neat, and tidy makes me happy. So before we wrap it up here, I did want to say thank you. Again, we're not doing the unboxing videos, but we're still receiving gifts, and I want to make sure you all that sent gifts know that we received them and let you know that we're thankful for them too. So Aaron, we did get the gift you sent for the guys. We have received it and they really enjoy that. Miss Dorothy, okay, Miss Dorothy, we got the whole big box of everything, and I've already talked to you about that, but I did want to show everybody this this cookbook here that she sent, just in case it's something any of you guys would enjoy as well. It's a really nice cookbook. 100 plus recipes from my home to yours by Julia Pacheco, I believe is how you pronounce that. And she sent a whole bunch of grain-free crackers and pastas and stuff for our family member that's on the special diet. So super sweet gift. Thank you for that. I'm getting up close as I'm grabbing stuff here. Miss Debbie, we've gotten another one of yours from the personalized things, so I am especially grateful for it. Thank you. And we have another gift here. I'm gonna reach for stuff again. I don't know who sent this, but this was, I think it specifically said for Sam, maybe on the envelope. I'd have to go double check that, but there was no gift receipt in there. If you sent this, thank you. This is, you should have seen him whenever this was opened up. Oh, and that's good coming from Sam. So thank you guys. Thank you for being sweet to us. But if you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed. Double check that YouTube did not unsubscribe you if you mean to be subscribed. And please share our channel with others. Let them know about Ozark Family Homestead so our family's channel can grow. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Ozark.